Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the third season of AUPP Podcast. I'm your host, Rose, and today we're here again with the fifth episode of this season. Now, before introducing our guests, I would like to remind you guys to follow us on social media and also check out AUPP's YouTube channel for the video version of this podcast. Now, let's meet our guests. Hello, Hongcchhay.
Hi.
Could you
Hello.
please introduce yourself?
So, hi everyone. My name is Hongcchhay. My pronouns are he, him, and they, them. I am a sophomore student here in AUPP, majoring in global affairs.
Thank you. And could you tell us a bit about your club?
So, I am the founder and leader of the club called the Pride Project. So the Pride Project is about educating people about LGBTQ issues, also about the identities that exist within the community as well. And we want to be able to try to promote some sort of understanding and acceptance for the issues and the groups of people that are in the community.
Yeah.
Since Cambodia tend to be conservative, so people tend to be close-minded when it comes to things like this.
Yeah.
So, I want to start this club just as a way to, as a foundation to like educate people about these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And like, as I said, it's to promote understanding and acceptance for the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah. And also not only for the outside people, but for the people inside the club, it's also a way to have them or like to make them accept themselves too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also want to create this club as a way to promote people to be able to be more, love themselves, to be able to embrace who they are. Because like from my own experience, it took me a while. So, it's not really an optimal choice to like, try to push it away because it's who you are.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to start something that wants to inspire people to try to be able to love themselves and accept themselves as well.
Yeah. It's also for empowerment.
Yeah, it's also empowerment as well. So
just like, hey, like I'm joining this club as a way to empower myself, to show people that I'm not afraid to be who I am.
Yeah.
So I feel like this club is a very special club. And I think maybe it's probably the first LGBTQ club in Cambodia or like in at least universities.
Ooh,
yeah, I think. Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of anything about like other universities about this yet.
Yeah.
Just like for my idea for this club, just like it's something that should exist. In every university in a sense, because LGBTQ plus students need a lot of support. And plus, as I've mentioned, we are in a quite conservative society. So, we need a lot of help to, be able to help students to understand these kinds of things.
And also, I feel like being in American university also helps us being more expressive and, like more like, because we know it's more of a liberal system.
Yeah.
So I think, yes, our university is also, I think it's, and also the fact that our club got accepted, approved means that our school accepts this, this club, right? And so when was this club established?
This is quite a long time coming. So I had this idea before I even joined AUPP last year. So I think it was around May or April. I talked to a friend who was already studying here and I asked, is there any like LGBTQ clubs here that could, promote some sort of like education when it comes to these kinds of things? And she said, no. I was like, you know what? That's something that should exist in the first place. Like I've mentioned earlier, it's really important that these kinds of clubs exist. So I think around May when I started applying to AUPP, I started to talk to my friend about this concept of a club, about promoting and educating people about LGBTQ plus issues. And I think around May of this year, which is May 2022, I sort of decided to, maybe I think it's really time to, put this club up for application and see how it goes. I had to be honest, I wasn't really optimistic first. It was like, they're probably just going to say no because it's too much. Or maybe it's too much of this, too much of that. So I was like, I was not optimistic at all. And I was really surprised when I got the approval. And I also got to talk to Marco and Veronica about it. And I'm still shocked by it, honestly, because I didn't think how much good of a reception it was, honestly.
Yeah. And also for the viewers, I'm also a part of the Pride Club, Pride project.
Yeah, Pride Project.
So I did hear about how it all started and also the name.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a bit about the story?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like the idea first, I was like, I was thinking about the name, and then I decided with the idea of the club called the Pride Movement.
Yeah.
I put the application in, and then Veronica asked me to talk to her, and I came in and talked to her about it. It's like, she said, the club name is a little bit too
strong.
Yeah, it's quite too strong, and I would say personally, it's quite revolutionary.
Yeah,
it's too revolutionary
yeah.
in a sense. So I was just like, yeah, good idea. I'm just gonna change it. At first, I didn't think much of it. I was like, you know what? This might be something that's like really, that sounds intense, but it's not really as intense as it should be.
Yeah.
And then like Veronica asked me to change it, so I was like, maybe I'll just do that and just find a different name. And I got a suggestion from a friend who said, you should name it the Pride Project. I was like, it has a nice ring into it. So I'll just change the name and put it there. So,
yeah. And so currently we have six,
so
right?
Around 6 to 7 members.
Yeah.
I think so, including us.
Yeah, including us.
So.
And since it's newly established, that's why we're only 6, 7.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will get more members in the future.
Well, this is like my first time taking charge in something like clubs and stuff. So I don't want to try to like overwhelm myself with a lot of things, because when I'm overwhelmed, I tend not to be productive in a sense. So I try to start things slowly and small first and see how it goes, and see, maybe if I'm comfortable with it, maybe I can add more members later in the future, or hopefully in the next semester I can get a few more members in. Because right now this is also for my own well-being, just like I don't want too many people to manage, because it can be too much for me. And as I said, I'm not really good at handling things under pressure. So I'm just going to try to do things slowly, and hopefully, things work out. So,
Yeah. And honestly, what I love about this podcast is that we have leaders from all experience, from all type of experiences, like those who's been leaders for many years, those who are newly leaders, like Hongcchhay over here. And I'm honestly still surprised at how AUPP accepted or approved the club, because like you said, we're still in a conservative society here in Cambodia. But like I said, I think it's also because our school is American and it's more like liberal and it's all like inclusive. And also our club, we don't only have LGBTQ members, like those who are a part of that community. We also have those who are like straight, yes, or like heterosexual. So this club is not only for, it's all for everyone to come join, learn more about our community, the community, and
So my concept for the club is just like, I don't want it to be just like solely for LGBTQ plus people. I want a club that is inclusive and everyone can be a part of it if they want to. So it's not something that is restricted to just people in the LGBTQ plus community. I want a diverse group of people in there, and that includes everyone, no matter who they are. And I want to give people chances to be able to, be a part of it as well, not just like for us queers. So,
And I think it's also good that there are like heterosexual people, because some people, they you know how they're closed-minded, they don't understand, right? So the fact that we have straight people in our club, they could explain to those who are kind of like against this, like why they believe in this community, why they support this community. It's easier for them to explain because they have almost a similar mindset. So they could explain like, this is why I think it's okay and stuff. So it's
definitely
good that we have like both views in the club.
Yep.
So could you tell us a bit about how studying at AUPP influenced your managing style?
Oof. Wow. That is quite, I never thought about answering this question before. Well, I am also a member of another club called the Green 8, and I am also part of like their core member and all that. So that I sort of gained some sort of experience, a little bit of experience from it as well. So, and also some bits of like classes here. So like, for example, hopefully this course would apply oral communications. Since the idea for the club is that I'm planning to do workshops and Q&A, so that kind of courses would be able to be very helpful in a sense for me to be able to try to communicate with people better. So being part of AUPP does influence my way of like managing the club. Even though it's really relatively new, I'm still like starting to get some inspiration from my experiences here as well. So,
yeah. I think the Green 8 probably help you a lot with like managing and planning.
Yeah.
And oral communication probably help you with communicating with now since we didn't have any events yet, it's good with communicating with our members. So yeah. So how has the AUPP advisor helped this club?
He's our librarian,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Win Thomas. So when I first spoke to him about it, he was really interested with the idea of what the club is gonna be like.
Yeah.
And he did give me a lot of resources that would be able to help me lead the club and also be able to like have outside contacts since I'm planning to do some sort of workshops in the future. So we would need some like outside speakers to come in and talk about the LGBTQ issues and that's all that. So he did give me a lot of resources. He also gave me a pathway to say, like some resources that say that like, there was some information about how to lead a club and how to lead a LGBTQ specific club.
Yeah.
So he gave me a lot of resources and we've gone through a lot of information about it. So
I think that's really, really helpful. And well, obviously it's a new club, but do you have any skills or anything that you have learned so far from being the leader?
One thing that I'm starting to get the idea of is like the responsibility for others. Since you are leading a club, you have to be responsible for the people who are a part of your club. So since like I've said, this is my first time taking charge and leading any sort of like club and all that. It's really, it's a really new thing to me, and it feels like it can be a little bit of a scary situation for me since it's like, am I doing this right? Or maybe, did I say something wrong? Or maybe am I putting too much pressure if I ask a member to help me with something? So like, that's still trying to balance things out.
Yeah.
It's still a lot for me. So yeah.
But so far, since I'm a member, I get the vibe that the club is super chill.
Yeah.
I love the club. I love our group chat. We had so much fun. We had so much funny moments. So I feel like so far you're doing a very, very good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, especially with the administration stuff, like, being getting the approval.
Yeah.
And since for now the people in the club were like all close, I feel like that also helps with like being the club being more relaxed.
Yep.
So, and I hope that in the future, if we get more members, I hope that it will also be the same. More relaxed, more So, talking about happy moments, do you remember any good moments that happened, any experience, or like anything in the group chat that you would like to share that is funny?
Oh my gosh, it can be very interesting what's going on in there. And as from the leader of the TGA, the Green 8, said, when you are leading these kinds of clubs, you have to try to be more acquainted towards each other so that you have the chemistry to work with each other well.
Yeah.
So like, I want to be able to emulate that idea and put it into my club as well. And like, as I said, since I'm also a member of the Green 8, I do learn some things from there. And like, I want to take some of those experience and apply to my club as well. And that would include being acquainted with each other. And like, since, if we are friends, it's really easier to work with each other. There's good chemistry in there. And so there's synergy in there. So when we have any issues, we can deal with it properly, and there are proper communications between each other since we're friends. So,
Yeah. So I hope that in future we would have many more memories that we would create, especially that since we just got started. I have a feeling, I can see it. I can see that we're going to have so many fun, exciting moments, especially when Halloween is coming up.
Oh yeah.
I feel like by the time the video comes out, I'm not sure if we already passed Halloween or not, but now talking that, I think we're going to have like an event or something, like a booth for a club.
Yeah,
probably.
I think so. Yeah. There's some talks about it. So, so we're still trying to sort things out first. I have some, I'm still not sure how it's going to go first. So I want to look into it first before I decide any kind of further action regarding it. So,
Yeah. So, of course, you're going to be the leader for the next, until you graduate, I assume. So after you graduate, there will be, of course, I think, new leaders. What message would you like to pass on to them?
For the future club leaders of this club. So that I honestly, I never thought about having a predecessor for the club and all that. I want them to be able to take pride, no pun intended, in leading a club like this, because this is a very important club for people who gone through a lot, and especially in our society in a sense. So it's I want them to try to be able to create a space for other members to be more comfortable, to be more acquainted with each other, and also just to help be there for each other and just be caring toward each other. That's what we need.
Yeah, I see. And now one of the last questions is, what are you looking forward to achieve for the rest of the year, or the remaining of the semester?
Just for this semester, I want to try to start things slowly and not too much, because it can be overwhelming for everyone, and especially for me, since this is my first time, as I said, taking charge in anything. So I had some ideas about doing some sort of Q&A sessions regarding LGBTQ issues and other topics that related to it. So it's just I want people from the university to ask some sort of questions, and club members can help answering it, as it's also educational in a sense when you answer these kinds of questions for these people, because they're curious and they want to understand more about it. So I do have some plans like that, Q&A, and hopefully if possible we can try to do some workshop sessions and have some outside speakers in. But it's just a plan. It's not really a concrete, solid plan. So it's just a concept at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I'm very optimistic about this.
Yeah.
So now to our last question. Do you have any last comment for our viewers?
So since I'm leading a Pride Club, a LGBTQ plus club, I just want people to understand that, being different is okay. You just embrace who you are, love yourself. And just from the words of Lady Gaga herself, you were born this way.
Yeah.
Just, don't try to depend on other people validation to love yourself. You owe it for yourself. You should love yourself for it, because that's who you are. And again, you were born this way. It's not like you have a choice. It's just who you are. So embrace it and be proud of yourself, and be proud of where you are right now, because you can be going through a lot of things and just you're still there, you're still intact. And also being queer is not an easy process. For me personally speaking, I've gone through my own problems with being queer. So I just want people to know that there are people who are like you as well, and there are people who is ready to support you go through this journey as well. So love yourself.
I think it's probably the most important thing, because at the end of the day, we're gonna stay with ourselves until our death. As in we need to love ourselves, because we're the person that we're gonna be stuck in this forever until obviously death, but so it's very important to love yourself. And also it's good to love yourself before loving others, because if you don't even know how to love yourself, how would you know how you would love, how would you know how to love others if you don't know how to love yourself?
Definitely.
Well, thank you, Hongcchhay. It's been a very fun episode today. And also, it is our last episodes for this season. So I'm really happy that you're our last guest. And it's a good wrap. And yeah, thank you. And
Thank you for
for
having
our
me here.
viewers, don't forget to follow us on social media and also check out AUPP's YouTube channel for our video version of this podcast and also previous episode. And yes, that is it for today and for this season. And obviously, we will have our next season, so please stay tuned. And that is it. Thank you and see you next time. Bye. How was it, everyone? I hope you guys enjoyed it because I surely did. This season, we learned about leadership skills, how to balance extracurricular activities with schoolwork, and also special information about the clubs. We learned about the business club, the music club, the soccer club, the public speaking club, and the Pride Project Club. And from the club leaders, the marketing team, and we would like to thank you for paying attention and tuning in. If you guys missed out on any of our episode, please head to our YouTube channel or Apple and Google Podcasts and also Spotify. And stay tuned for next season and see you guys then.